Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. What is one fact you know that will make other people respond with, and why the F***K do you know that? MLB umpires are required to wear black underwear in case their pants split during a game. Irokopalitsa didn't. Maybe that's why the rule exists. Hey. It's Irokopaladza. If you're trying to destroy a body, a strong base will be much more successful than a strong acid. Acids are difficult to legally acquire due to them being ingredients in explosives. Caustic soda is much more useful and accessible, as it's an ingredient in soaps. Once it's done, you'll have a liquid that you can then place in barrels and bury somewhere. Even the bones will be broken down to an extremely brittle calcium deposit, which you can easily crush and filter off. You can then dispose of the liquid as you wish. It makes great fertilizer. Alternatively, use pigs. They eat anything and will leave no traces. And once again, pig shit is great fertilizer. Edit. Christ, what a way to reach 100 Kelvin karma. You outdone my comment. Welcome to ranked play. Be wary of any man who keeps a pig farm. My granddad was a pig farm owner, so my mom grew up on a pig farm. When we used to visit, she would always tell my sisters and I to stay away from the pigs when we played outside, cause if we fell in, they would trample us and then eat us. They were huge and scary, so I listened to my mom and have never gotten trampled or ate by a pig so far. After Alois Alzheimer gave the first ever speech describing the symptoms of Alzheimer's disease, no one in the audience asked him any questions or made any follow-up comments, because they were all much more excited to hear the next guy on the list give a speech about compulsive masturbation. Who knew that masturbation could make you forget all about Alzheimer's? Since frogs have long tongues, they can't use it to push food down their throat like humans do, so when they have food in their mouths they close their eyes and push the food down their throats with their eyeballs. They also vomit by throwing up their entire stomach, emptying it with their hands and then swallowing their stomach again. So they swallow their stomach with their eyes at that point. My wife hates and is terrified of frogs. I can't wait to share this information with her. Open the guts of a body before disposing in water so they won't inflate and are able to sink all the way to the bottom. Says the guy who is active in /r/serial killers. What can I say? I like to research true crime. Like stabbing a baked potato with a fork before cooking. Edit. I get it, thank you. Baked potatoes are already cooked. Exactly, in both cases it is edible. Mammals from house cats to elephants take about the same time to urinate. 21 seconds on average IRC. I seen an elephant pee at the zoo before. It was cold and the ground had a few inches on ice and the elephant pee melted through to the ground. Thank you for my first silver, I appreciate it. Siblings, or parents and children, that were separated from one another at birth or a very young age are often extremely sexually attracted to one another if they meet later in life. The phenomenon is called genetic attraction. Didn't think it was weird to know this until I shared with my boyfriend and he was totally weirded out. Thanks, SVU. https://elibrary/content/537/6379/6323/1716 240 45735 PDF. Well, Star Wars original trilogy makes sense now. And Back to the Future. They only kissed to make Han jealous. I read an article that was a confessional in a hoodie mag when I was a teen. Basically, guy falls for older women and they start dating and having sex. Extremely frequently. They'd be working in their day offs for the entire day and would have sleep sex. They talked about their history and guy was given for adoption and woman was a teen mom who had to give up her kid. They took a DNA test but never revealed the results, got married and had kids. Guy then confessed that the results showed they were mother and son but they opted to hide the fact and resume their relationship. She was 14 years older than him and their kids had no anomalies whatsoever. Their son's name wasn't Logan Paul by chance. Sorry to say, but those Hoodie magazine stories were just old school for fictio. I'm not saying that that situation has never happened, just saying that the stories in those magazines are fiction. Erections that last more than 4 hours are considered bad because the buildup of deoxygenated blood causes the dick to be disfigured and later cause gangrene. It's called Priapism, and it's also extremely painful. In extreme cases, the penis is numbed with a local aesthetic, and blood is removed from the penis with needles and syringes. Don't take ED pills if you don't need them. Edit, as numerous people have pointed out, yes, the name is derived from the Greek god Priapus, who was regularly depicted with a massive organ. And there are many causes of priapism. Bites from certain venomous bugs, including the Brazilian wandering spider, side effects of other medications, including trazodone, spinal cord injuries, gout, standards, sickle cell disease, cancers of the penis, etc. Also, if bloodletting with syringes is not successful, more extreme measures must be taken. These measures include the use of a scalpel, and are even more graphic in nature. I'm sure you can use your imagination. That would be the worst thing ever. You gotta rush into the hospital to get needles in your dick, but also have to show random people your erection, and they know you can't get hard on your own. Talk about traumatizing. It takes more than 6 standard concrete blocks to hold a human body underwater after death. Is that with or without cutting the gut open? I see you're already learning. Unless you cut the guts open before you dump the body. Man, this thread has been so full of useful facts. Regarding the Museum of Mummies. Ferdinand the First of Naples governed by oppression. He had zero compassion for his defeated enemies, and after falsely promising them amnesty, he had them murdered instead. After their murders, he would have them mummified and added to his museum of mummies dressed in their clothes. If he thought anyone was plotting against him, he'd simply take them on a casual tour of the museum, which was totally morbid, but effective. I too am hyped about Crusader Kings 3. Male bedbugs try to sexually penetrate everything they come into contact with, even people. Edit, wow, my first silver. Thank you. Bedbug awareness is incredibly important. Make sure you guys check yourselves. They are very sneaky. Edit 2, a gold award too. Holy moly. To go along with this, female bedbugs don't have a sex organ, so the males have to literally stab them with their dicks. Traumatic insemination is the name of the game. So anyone who's had bedbugs has been raped by bedbugs. Yes. If you want to skin a human alive, you have to do it in a warm room, otherwise he will die of the cold because his skin doesn't isolate him anymore. Excuse me, what the fuck? Excuse me, the correct answer is and why the F***K, do you know that? Won't they die when they lose about 1/3 of skin anyway? Or do I remember something wrong? Not if you are good. Remember, practice makes perfect, don't be disappointed if it doesn't work at first. The largest walnut grove in the world is located outside the small village of Askreddit, in mountainous southern Kyrgyzstan. Local oral legend has it the grove was planted by a migrant wise man nicknamed Arslan the Wanderer. DNA analysis of the trees has confirmed they are not native to the region, and the local population came to the area from a related batch of seeds about 1,000 years ago. The most babies born to one woman is 69 in the 1700s. Nice. If they were all separate, full 9-month pregnancies, that's 51 years and 9 months being pregate. No, it was through 27 births, and most of the births included twins or triplets. How does you get pregnant? Sometimes, when horses are bored, they slap their dick to their underside to masturbate. Same TBH. Edit, there. You slap horse dicks. Many species of sea cucumbers have evolved to have teeth in their anus to ward off potential inhabitants. Can they eat through their anus, or is it just for protection purposes? IRC, most sea cucumbers have a singular cloaca, so they do everything through the same hole. Edit, except eating, actually. They do have mouths. Most cruise ships are equipped with a morgue to account for any passengers who die during the voyage. I thought they you eat them into the ocean. Captain, what should we do with this body? Size, I don't care, Johnson, you eat the son of a bitch off the water slide into the ocean. Very good, sir. Vibrators were the 5th domestic electrical device invented. Edit, saw it in a documentary called Original Sin Sex on Hotstar, if you wanna check it out. Because doctors were tired of masturbating women for them to relax from hysteria, IRC. This can't be real, dude. Edit, I stand corrected. Edit 2, I have been bombarded by comments quoting articles saying that this is a myth. I'm relieved knowing my great-grandma wasn't getting finger banged by the town's doctor, and paying for it. Thanks, guys. Male giraffes will headbutt a female in the bladder until she urinates, then it tastes the pee to help it determine whether or not the female is ovulating. BRB, gonna try that with my wife. Do you still have a wife? This is something my bio teacher taught me last year. Basically, male barnacles have the longest penis to body ratio, and the penis actually extends out of the barnacle and goes searching around for female barnacles to have sex with. Stop calling Danny DeVito a barnacle. Only about 1.4% of the uranium in the atom bomb dropped in Hiroshima actually fissioned, meaning that bomb was only about 2% as strong as it could have been. Was all of it supposed to fission, or is it just the nature of the way it's made that only a small part will actually fission? It is next to completely impossible to get all the material to fission, as when the fission first starts the resulting explosion scatters the nuclear material in all directions. It's just the nature of the design. The uranium blasted itself apart before much of it could fission, just as they predicted. The Hiroshima bomb design was never tested before use because it was so simple they were extremely confident it would work. They did small-scale tests by assembling a critical mass of uranium and very quickly disassembling it.